Alright guys, today I had a green day. It was a nice, I'll take it, but it was one of those days again where I dug myself a big hole right off the bat and then had to use a lot of emotional currency to fight myself back. And that's something I want to work on, because the reason I'm not reaching 100% of my daily profit target is because I'm digging myself such a deep hole that once I get comfortably green, I'm calling it a day, because I just expended too much emotional currency to get back to green. So I need to work on that. I need to have more patience off the top, but we'll dive into the trades here, which my first trade is on Disney. Disney had some good news overnight, so ran up in pre-market, and then this big bearish candle is honestly probably a lot of profit taking here, but it did get me to come in here. So I waited, you see it, I waited for the pullback, and I took it short at 2 days ago high. So that's what this line is, and really I should have waited for VWAP. When there's a moving average that close together in the early part of the trading day, wait for VWAP. Most of the time it's going to hit it, but I didn't. I jumped the gun here. I did take a partial here, so I made a little bit of money. It bounced back on me, and I was really hoping I was going to take a partial here at the 105.50, which I took this black line from pre-market. It was an important level, so I took a partial around there, and then I was expecting to get another one down here, and then eventually my ultimate profit target was the 200 MA, which is at 104 down there. Took a partial, came back on me, hit VWAP, and then came back down. Looked like it was going to curl down to me, so I actually added back my partial, and ultimately it didn't do that. It took off, and I was going to stop out if it broke through VWAP, but this move happened really fast, so it just jumped up on me. I got out as soon as I could, and so it took. This is a big loss for me. Then it looked like these averages were holding. It came back down, so it suckered me back in. I took it short again and partialed out again around the 105.50 mark, and then the rest got out at break even. So I got a little bit of my losses back, but ultimately I'm still down pretty heavily at this point. Then you see later in the day, it suckered me back in, but this is more my style. So this is a bearish boot. You see the boot, kinda, you get it. So bearish boot, I took it low right at this important level when it looked like it was gonna break out. And you see I got a partial here and then stopped out. So one partial and getting stopped out on Disney seems to be the MO today. Then it wicked back down. I got back in. And on this one I got a couple partials here. I took a partial there. And then ultimately all out right there. Then I jumped back in for another trade here. Short, got one partial in. Still hoping, this whole time, still hoping we'd get down to the 200 MA, but bounce back up, out at break even. So all of this was still negative, but a lot of these small winning trades where I got one positive partial in did help me win back a lot of my losses on this ticker. Okay, now over to CCL, which was the saving grace of the day. CCL was great. I took 2 good trades on it, and it's what got me green. If I would have just traded this today, I would have had a really great green day. But what I saw here, nice and strong, fairly obvious ascending triangle here. Took it right near the breakout. So happy with my entry, partialed out as we got to around here. Then I partialed out here, which was nice. This was based on level 2. There was this was level. The reason I partialed out here was a level 2 reading, and then I told myself, because really, we threw a hammer, a doji, but a hammer, so there was a chance it was going to spin up to 14, which is what I was really hoping, but it still seemed heavy. Even after we threw this doji hammer, it seemed very heavy. You can see it drop down really quickly. It was clear a lot of people were getting out, taking profit, so I said if it makes a new 5-minute low, I'm out. It made a new 5-minute low. I got out here. So this is by far my best trade of the day. I really like my trade management on it, and I did capture a partial right at the high of the day, which is nice. My next one, what I saw, it had been on a bearish trend, hit the 200 MA, wicked up off of it on good volume. You see the bullish volume there is nice. Came back up, reclaimed VWAP, and I figured that'd be good support. Took it long and broke through the point of control. where it was kind of stuck in this range for a little while, and then but VWAP was holding, and it broke through. Took a nice partial here. I was really hoping to get to near the high of the day, but you can see 1350 was standing really strong, and it just seemed heavy, so I took more risk off right there. And then this last one, I had a little range in where it was out at my break even or out up here on my last partial, and I stopped looking at it, and when I checked back, my last partial was out at my break even. But two really nice winners on CCL today that saved the day. And lastly, we had a trade on Tesla, but the only thing to learn from this trade is so it was strong. I'm not good at trading Tesla, but the pre-market action was so nice, I got suckered into it. We had this really nice bullish candle here on big volume. Hit right here, started selling off. I waited, which I like, for the pullback, but I went long here, got stopped out. You see it wicked off VWAP. I really just should have waited for VWAP and tried to take it long at VWAP, but I didn't. So I wouldn't call this a chase. I did get it on the pullback there, but this just isn't my style of trading. So bad trade. I got suckered back in when it bounced off VWAP, thinking, okay, now it might go. Stopped out again. So two losing trades on Tesla. But CCL saved the day. Nice green day. I'll take it. Actionable things are be more patient and selective with my first few trades, so that way I don't use up so much emotional currency having to dig me out of those holes.